Hello, my name is Rickard, and I'm going to be going through all of the Nucly Composite Challenge entries for the month of March. This is the first one, and this was our winning entry from Herman de Roos. Really good job on the composite. The shadow here matches the shadow behavior in the background, so all that's really well done. And also it's got a nice kind of warm color composite with some cooler colors on the cup. In terms of a composite, everything's done really well here. Really no particular critiques on this. Maybe a little more atmosphere could have helped, something to kind of give a little bit of detail to this negative space here. But to be fair, there is grain there and there is a bit of light here, so even that, it does quite well. All right, this was our second place winner, and this is from Loli Valiente. Really nice kind of fantasy composite. I would say that the lighting on this is super strong, and it's not as strong on her, so you get that strong sense that these are different elements kind of pasted on top of each other. I think the most simple fix here would have been to kind of calm down a little bit of the highlights here and a little bit of the highlights there, just so that they're in tune with the girl. I think also having a few leaves that are in the same focus plane as her would have helped, and maybe also just having one kind of foreground element. But again, this is our second place winner. Really nicely done composite there. Okay, next one is our third place winner, and this one is from Quentin McCaster. Just kind of a great composite here. I like the attention to detail with this steps here, with this character down here, with the shadows. The one thing I will say is to always be careful with where your plane of focus is, right? Because this is very in focus here and this is in focus, but you get some out of focus here, which really makes little sense, especially because all these characters here are in focus. So for something like this, you want everything to be in focus that's on the same plane. You can have this going out of focus in the background, and you usually want that, especially for something where you're creating that miniature effect. But you don't want the plane that's in focus here on the shoe to be out of focus. That simply doesn't make sense for these things that are kind of in the same level or in the same distance from the camera, should all be in the same focus. But a small point, again, this was our third place winner. It's a really clever composite, well put together. Okay, this is a composite by Helga, and this one is a very similar concept to our first one, but you can kind of see the difference in the way that the lighting here is handled. These shadows just feel a little bit different from the shadows of the surrounding cup. Meaning there should be a stronger shadow kind of going this way, and it should be matching a little bit closer to that. Also, this whole element here feels too lit compared to the rest of the scene. So small points. Overall, a really nice composite. Also, always look at a composite and see, like in this case, it really feels like it should be centered, but it's cropped so that the cup kind of has equal distance on both sides. But for something like this, you kind of want that center point to be right in the center. Right now, it just feels a little bit off to the left. All right, next one here is a bunch of girls kind of doing various things. Not bad as a composite. It feels more like a family portrait rather than an actual composite. Having doing this kind of thing where you create multiple people out of the same person works, but it works most strongly when you're doing it in one environment or in one kind of plane so that the effect is, wow, this is all the same person. Right now, this looks more like a montage than an actual composite. Okay, this one, kind of a clever idea. He's got a hook around here. One thing is there's really lack of contrast here with the rope and the background. So you kind of lose that effect. And because this is the main story of the composite here, I would have made this probably just a black line so that you can really see that string there, because that is the story you're telling. Also, you have really sharp focus here on the subject, and where the shadow would be coming off of him, at least where it's close to the leg, you would not have such a soft shadow. So that simply doesn't make sense for the kind of shadows you're having. So look at, you know, and you can do this by just taking like a little figurine and putting it on a tabletop and then shining a light at it. Look at how those shadows behave, because you want to match that as much as possible. Because these shadows here and even this shadow here, they kind of break the illusion of your composite. All right, next one, we have an owl coming to kind of pick her up, and she's riding on a beetle. Overall, it's a pretty well done composite. I would say, if anything, when you have kind of two subjects, you want a clear relationship between them. So if she had been kind of looking up at the owl in fear, that would make more sense. Right now, it seems like she's doing something, meaning riding on a beetle, and this owl is doing something, but there's not a clear relationship between them. The owl isn't looking at this, she's not looking up at that. So I don't know what the relationship is between these two. Okay, next we have this one, and this one, the problem with this is there's clear contrast in terms of focus, meaning she's in focus and the background's out of focus, but in terms of attention to detail, it's almost equal here to the rest of this environment. So it's kind of hard for me to know what to look at. You know, it's like in a field of rice trying to find an ant. I guess you would say in a field of like dark rice trying to find an ant. But in this, she really doesn't stand out enough for I probably would have cropped it into something like this and then added it vignettes and maybe even making this less contrasty so that she stands out, you know. So maybe a crop like this would have done you a lot of favors, because right now, like this, even though this part is really well done in terms of the composite and blending her into that stem, she's kind of lost in the background. It's very similar colors to the background, and so the whole thing is, you know, the main subject of your composite is kind of lost. Okay, this one, kind of clever idea here with that character. My main issue with this is you need the white point to be white. So, you know, if I do a curve here, you can see all this is not white, and it really should be. And the problem with this is you get that effect where it's almost like I'm looking at this with sunglasses on. Now, if we just kind of push that to where our white point actually starts, now I don't feel like I'm looking at it with sunglasses, and we could even, you know, potentially make him with a vignette stand out a little more. Okay, next we have this. This overall is a well done composite. There is a lot of negative space here, and something simple, even like a, you know, wallpaper texture at a really, really light percentage, you know, 10% or 5%, would have done some, would have helped to kind of get rid of all this black negative space, which is making the whole composite feel a little like oppressive at the top. So obviously this light is helping, but this black negative space is not doing you any favors there. All right, this one, it's kind of an interesting idea with these characters. The problem is the level of detail, right? So here you can see these are much higher level of detail than the rest of the composite, and that's breaking the effect. So for something like this, you'd want to reduce the level of detail on these characters and increase their contrast so that there's similar contrast to, this glass and this and her fingers, but with not as much detail. Now, that is, a little more advanced kind of compositing techniques. But if you want to pull something off like this, that's what it has to be. And then the other thing is going back to what I was mentioning on this one here, where if you're going to have more than one subject, they have to have a clear relationship with each other. For this, he's looking at these characters, but she's looking directly at us. And she's also the most obvious thing in the composite. So when you first look at this, your attention is immediately pulled to her, who's looking at us, and that detracts from this, which is the primary subject of your composite. So really, she should be looking down at this so that it draws our attention to that. Okay, this one, the primary issue with this, aside from a lot of black negative space, is the color of the skin. Just seems like a hue saturation gone wrong. And if we just do a hue saturation, kind of push this back to where it should be, meaning standard skin tones is probably somewhere around there. And then you could just mask it out so that, your ants are not turning too green. But right now, the colors on this just look abnormally wrong. But composite-wise, the level of detail here is good. Lighting is not quite matched, but also not so bad that, it stands out terribly. Okay, next one here. So this one, there's actually small characters being used, which I appreciate. That level of detail is really nice. I would say crop-wise, kind of cropping this one out is not a great idea. Also, you have kind of all your action happening here above the middle line. For something like this, I would look at like the golden ratio, or even the golden spiral, because you do have kind of a spiral effect here. So, if you were cropping this, well, not even cropping it, just looking at how you would want to lay this out, I would have kind of maybe a character here, and then a character here. You could also look at, if you don't want to do something that fancy, even the rule of thirds, having one character here, another character here, and another character there would have given you a cleaner composition, really. Okay, this one kind of clever, although it's very hard to read what this is. And so, if I look at it long enough, it is a wood figurine holding up something, maybe a crystal. But because I don't get that impression immediately, the kind of the magic of this composite and this guy being so small is somewhat lost. This could be a climbing wall in some kind of auditorium or something. So that would be my recommendation there. Make it more obvious what the scale is of your background. Okay, this one we've got a woman holding an eagle owl, or an eagle nest, sorry. Not a bad composite. In terms of the clouds, I wouldn't have the clouds going in front of the bird there. And even these clouds, they feel too small for the clouds in the background. So I would have had these maybe a little bit bigger. And I do realize she's obviously very large just compared to the eagle here. But still, I feel like these are too small. So I would have made these bigger, not had the clouds in front of the bird there because that is your subject. You don't want it occluded too much. Maybe get rid of the clouds on her head as well. Okay, this one, the black and white really works well here. Overall, I actually like this composite quite a bit. If anything, I would probably, if you're gonna have this, then maybe move the whole composite into like a rule of thirds. So in this case, if we're gonna do rule of thirds, maybe have her here and then have her right there. So something a little bit more like that, and then maybe that. So something a little bit closer to that in terms of your composition. And you can obviously make it taller, etc. But something like that would just feel better in terms of your composition. Okay, this one we have a bird inside of a droplet. Kind of a clever idea. My daughter actually liked this as her favorite. I don't have many complaints or kind of critiques, except for you do have these kind of dots that are distracting. So for something like this, where the idea is simple, the primary thing you're going to do is getting rid of distractions. So in this case, potentially getting rid of those two droplets might have clarified this, right? Anything that you can do to kind of remove distractions, these little dots, things like that would help remove distractions. And also it would be a clearer picture if I could see more of this leaf so that I have more context as to what is happening, right? Because this could be at this size, it's, you know, I can see that it's a droplet, but that it takes a bit to understand that. If this was maybe scaled out or zoomed out a bit where we could see more of the leaf, that would be a little clearer. Okay, this one is a man sitting on a vinyl record player. Overall, I like it. The main thing that I see as an issue here is the lighting. This has a very strong kind of sunlight coming in like this, whereas this has more of a top light. So this would be, it would make more sense to have a top light. Also, he does seem a little bit slanted, so he's almost at an angle like this. I would have turned him so that he's sitting at the same angle as your background. Not much, just rotate him so he's more kind of like this. Those images. The compositing challenge is something we do every month inside of our Nucly Facebook group and also our Nucly Academy. You can join in. I'll include a link in the description of this video where you can join our Facebook group, and in the pinned post you'll find our monthly challenge. All right, there you have it. Here's some other tutorials that you can check out, and I will see you next time.